We are back at Universal Studios Japan for the grand opening of Donkey Kong Country, which just opened a couple weeks ago. So will it be worth the hype? Come join us today as we explore the brand new expansion to Super Nintendo World. Let's go! Now, for the first order of business, in order to get into Super Nintendo World, you're gonna need to have a ticket because it's super popular right now. And so there's actually 3 ways to get into the area. So the first one, which is probably the riskiest option, is to get here super early in the morning, right before the park opens, and then rush straight into the Super Nintendo World. But it can be risky, and it's not necessarily guaranteed that they'll allow people to go in that way. And we were feeling pretty lazy, so we didn't want to go for that option. So the second option, which is to get an area time ticket, and there's actually 2 ways to get that. One is using the USJ app, which you can reserve your area time ticket directly from the app. The second way is to go to one of the kiosks, which is in the center of the park, and get a ticket that way. And so there'll be fixed times that allow you to get it. And the last option, which we opted for, is to buy an express pass, which also guarantees you entry, as well as a little bit more perks, which we'll explain a little bit later in the video.
Before we go in, there's something we need to do. Guess what it is?
Although we have power bands from the last time we visited, and they will still work for the new expansion, they actually released 2 new power bands for the expansion, a Donkey Kong one and a Diddy Kong one. And fitting for Diddy,
I want a Diddy one because I am Diddy. Arigatou gozaimasu. I got a Diddy power up band. Ding ding! Time to go in. Wow, Donkey Kong! We can see the entrance here.
Before the expansion opened, there was the door here, but now the Donkey Kong door has opened, so we're gonna go through the door now. We're now waiting in line for Minecart Madness, which is the main ride here in the expansion. And as I mentioned earlier, with the Express Pass that we got to get into Super Nintendo World, it also gets us the Express Pass entry for the Minecart Madness. Hopefully it's a much shorter wait for me to go on this ride. One other thing to point out is because of the Express Pass, the time that we have to ride the Minecart Madness ride is the same time as we can enter Nintendo World. So naturally, this is the first thing that we have to do once we enter this area. About to get on the ride. What a ride. It's not very long though, but love seeing all the Donkey Kong characters throughout the ride. Overall, it's actually quite short. I think it's less than 2 minutes for the whole ride, but it is quite fun. It's pretty fast paced. I think the most interesting part of it though is as you're riding, part of the tracks look like they're broken, and so it looks like you may fall off the tracks. But the way the ride actually works is the cart's actually fastened beneath it, and the actual rail is beneath the system, and so it looks like flying and jumping over some of the tracks, which is pretty fun. But unfortunately, because it is a brand new attraction, the wait times are super long, so if you don't have an express pass like we did, you're gonna have to wait quite a long time to get on the ride.
Hey, there's some pigments over there. See? Whee! So cute.
It's getting close to lunchtime, and so luckily there's a couple of food options here in the Donkey Kong Country as well.
We're getting a Donkey Kong hot dog. We got 2 hot dogs. Oh, it looks good. It's a hot dog.
The hot dog isn't anything special, but at least it's a short line to get the food. There's actually another food option here, which are the drink shakes, which we're gonna go to right now.
We are getting some dessert for the afternoon tea. So they're selling a Donkey Kong themed banana chocolate shake. You have the ice one and the hot one, so we are hesitating which one to get now. And also there's 2 different types. One is a very normal plastic cup, and another one is with a mug that you can bring it home. We end up, we bought the ice one. Actually, there's 2 different flavors. The hot one was banana and chocolate. The ice one's a tropical fruits and coconuts. So we end up got the ice one because we want some tropical feeling. It's actually good. It's a banana milkshake. I like it. They also has a little plastic spoon to eat the ice cream. Waiting in line for more interaction mini games here. What does it? I got a Donkey Kong. What does it
time for one of the mini games here in Donkey Kong Country. We're gonna go play some drums.
At the very beginning, you have to take some moment to get used to the rhythm first, but you will get used to it soon, and then you will be really enjoying it. Once you win, the rhino will come out of the box and ooh! We're waiting in the line to take photo with DK. Donkey Kong is so big, it's giant. We took very interesting photos, but it costs 3,500 yen to get two, so we still need some time to consider it.
There's actually quite a few interaction points here in Donkey Kong Country, including the KONG letters, which are pretty well marked. But there's also 4 hidden puzzle pieces, so keep an eye out for those, because those are a little bit more hidden, but still shouldn't be that hard to find.
One more.
So now we're gonna head over to Funky Kong's Flying By to check out the gift store.
Titi found a Titi.
Not a very large gift store. There's only a couple things that they sell here, including a lot of different types of keychains, some plushies, some of the hats. Pro tip, the store outside Donkey Kong Country actually probably sells more Donkey Kong goods. So if you're looking for stuff, I actually recommend going to the 1UP store, which has a lot more stuff there.
Flying out, they're bouncing out.
One thing to also point out about our express passes, we had to buy a 2,000 yen voucher as part of it. And you can use it at any of the shops or for one of the photo packages. And since we're definitely gonna get something in the shop, figure out what we wanna buy here. So pro tip, if you don't have a power-up band yet, you can use the voucher to purchase that.
We got a big Donkey Kong and we got this size of Diddy.
One thing to point out before we leave, if you have a chance to come at night, you'll have a completely different atmosphere here at Donkey Kong Country, and we definitely recommend checking it out just for the different atmosphere. Definitely gives it a little bit more of a mystical feeling here. One other tip, if you happen to get into Super Nintendo World using the first or the third option, you can still get an area time pass. And one benefit of that is it actually allows you to come into the park twice. So if you actually want to leave, you can actually come back later when your area timed is and come back in again. And so for us, we came in early today, but we had got an area time ticket for late in the afternoon. And so now we're back here in the evening. And so that's a wrap from Donkey Kong Country here at Super Nintendo World. So although it's a small expansion, it does pack quite a lot into it. And we even spent like, I think probably 2 to 3 hours just in Donkey Kong Country alone. So was it fun? Absolutely. All the new attractions and a lot of the mini games are definitely fun. Was it worth it though? If you're just coming for this, probably not. It's not a huge area. There's only a couple things you can do there. Now, if you couple it with a trip to Super Nintendo World, I definitely say it's completely worth it. And you can definitely enjoy part of the day there and then go enjoy the rest of the day at the rest of Universal Studios Japan. So what do you guys think will be the next expansion here at Super Nintendo World? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.